Right, let's all. Hi guys, today I'm going to go through the chord sequence to Don't Look Back in Anger. So I'm going to try and do it as simply as I possibly can. So there's two main chord sequences. There's the verse chorus chord sequence, and then there's the bridge chord sequence, which is the way I always put it, and I'm going to do it as simply as I can. Let's just go through the chords first of the verse and the chorus, which is the same chord sequence. It's going to be C to G, A minor to E, to F, to G. Now you can do that as a bar chord as well, which I probably will be doing, but you don't have to, so that's a little bit of choice for you there. And then we've got C, A minor, G. Okay, so that's the chord sequence. Most of those chords are relatively simple open chords. You've just got the 1 or 2 bar chords. I'm going to do it as 2 bar chords, as I say, but you don't necessarily need to, which does make it a little bit more complicated. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice simple rhythm to go along with that as well. So this is the rhythm we're going to do. What I'm going to do for this C chord is I'm going to pick the A string, then the D string, okay, and then I'm going to strum from the D string downwards. I'm going to do down, down, up. So I've got like that, okay? And that's basically the way I'm going to do the rhythm to this. I'm going to do the root notes, and then usually the fifth, as in the 5th note in the scale, next, not necessarily for the C chord, but for all the other ones, and then I'm going to strum down, down, up. So it's going to be A string, D string, down, down, up for the C. Then I'm going to move to the G chord, and I'm going to play the root note, which is the E string. Then I'm going to skip down to the D string. Then I'm going to strum down, down, up. Okay. Then I'm going to do A minor. I'm going to do the A string, then the D string, down, down, up. Then I'm going to do E. I'm going to do the E string, then the A string, down, down, up. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Okay, then we've got F now. So this is the first bar chord, so this is going to be the most difficult chord to get into, but the picking is going to remain the same. It's going to be E string, A string, then down, down, up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slight slide along that E string. I'm going to slide into the 3rd fret. So I'm going to keep my hand down ready to play the chord, but I'm going to re-pick that E. And then when I get there, to that 3rd fret, I've got my shape of my G chord, which is the E major bar chord shape that I'm using. So that's a G chord. And I'm going to then play the A string. Then I'm going to play down, down, up. Okay, so I've got... Okay, now the final bar is a little bit different because we've just got to fit more chords in. We've got 3 chords in this final bar. So the picking's going to start the same. We're going to pick, what's a C chord, and we're going to pick the A string, then the D string, and then I'm going to give it a strum from the D string downwards. And I'm going to do a down up after that, but I'm going to actually do it with my hand off. And I'm going to aim for the open D string and the open G string. Those 2 strings are the ones I'm aiming to strum with a down up, so I don't get too much noise. I don't want it to be... Okay, I just want that more controlled. So we've got this. Okay, then I'm going to move to an A minor chord. And now the rhythm's going to change. I'm going to be down, up for this next beat, which is the 3rd beat of the bar. And on the final up, the 4th strum, I'm going to strum it open. So it's going to be down, up, up. Okay? And then I'm going to do a G chord, and I'm going to do just down, up on that. Okay, so if I do that final bar. Okay, so I'll just run through it nice and slowly to start with. start again. Okay, so that's the basic rhythm of that section. Obviously you can adjust it slightly, and they often do. If you hear them do it live, they will change it up a little bit. The only other change that you really hear on the record is sometimes that F chord is slightly different. So I'll just go through that very, very quickly because the rest would be the same. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the root note, the E string, then I'm going to strum, and then I'm going to pick up from the high E string, B string, G string. Okay, then I'm going to slide. So I end up with. Okay, and that's another adjustment you can do for that F chord. But effectively, you could just do it the same every single time, and that's a very, very, very simple way of doing the chord sequence, as I say, for the verse and the chorus. Next, I'm going to look at the bridge section. Okay, so now we're on to the bridge section. This is one of my favourite things to teach people when they're getting used to doing different bar chords, because we've got two bar chords to start it off, which are very similar but just slightly different. We're going to do the F major bar chord, which we've already done. Then we're going to go to F minor, which you can see I just removed my middle finger. Then it's C, and so when you get the riffs, all that kind of stuff, which I'm not going to go through now. Then it's F, F minor, C again, and then F, F minor, C. So it's 3 times of that. Then we're going to do, it's all about the power chords. We've got a G power chord, which is 3, 5, 5. We've got an A flat kind of diminished power chord, which is going to be 4, 5, 6. Then we've got an A or an A minor sound, which is going to be 5, 7, 7. Then back to G. Then back to F with a power chord, and then back to G. Anyway, that's one of my favourite riffs, licks of the whole thing. Anyway, so let's go through the strumming pattern we're going to do. Again, I'm going to keep it very, very simple. So, you know, you can add more stuff in, but I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. First chord is going to be an F. I'm going to pick the first string, the E string, then I'm going to pick the A string, then I'm going to strum from the G string downwards. That's my aim. Then I'm going to do the same picking pattern, E string, A string, and then that strum, but with an E minor. Sorry, an F minor, sorry. It's an E minor shape, but it is an F minor chord. And then for the C, I'm going to use the same rhythm that I've been using in the verse section. I'm going to pick the A string, then the D string, and then I'm going to do that down, down, up. But because it's a whole bar, I have to do that twice in a row. So A string, D string, down, down, up. Then again, A string, D string, down, down, up. So we end up with this. Okay, so that's the strummy bit, nice and simple, as long as you can play bar chords. And then we're going to do the power chord bit. So it's going to start with this G power chord. We've got a whole bar of G power chord. So we're basically going to be looking at playing kind of 8 strums. So we're playing on the beat and the off beat. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pretty regularly. There's a slight change at one point, but that's pretty much what we're doing. And I'm going to do that all with down picks, because it's not particularly fast. It's not like it's just relentless kind of down picks. So with this G chord, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the full three string power chord. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the root note, which is the E string. Then I'm going to pick the other 2 strings, which is the A and the D together. So I do the full, then I go root, then A and D. Then I do the same. Root, A and D, root, A and D, root. Okay? And that's my 8. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, then I'm I'm going to move to my next power chord, which is this A flat diminished, which is 4, 5, 6. I'm going to start this time with the A and the D, because I've just done the root there. A and the D string, then root, and that's how I'm going to cycle it through. Just straight up there, it's just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but you start with the A and the D string first, and then you do the root. Then we're going to move to the A minor chord. This is only half a bar now, so we've just ended on that root, so we're going to start with the A and the D string, and then do the root, and we do that twice. Then I'm going to move to G and do the same thing, A and the D, then the root. Okay, so this is what we've got for those first 3 bars. The first bar is slightly different. We do the power chord, then root high. And then we're going to do high root. High root again. Okay, and now we're going to move down to that F. So we're going to do the same kind of idea for the first bit, and the final beat is slightly different. So it's going to be, the first 3 beats are just going to be the A and the D string and then the root. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then on that second hit there, when you'd be thinking you go back to the root, I'm actually going to re-hit that and slide up to 5 and 5. Okay, so we end up with. Then I'm going to hit the root there, the G note, which is 3rd fret on the E string, on the first beat of the next bar, because we've got a slight. And we let this ring out as well, so we get the full sound of the power chord. And then I'm going to do 7 down strums of that power chord. So that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Now, sometimes in this song they will continue and just do some more of those G power chords. For a second bar, it'd be another 8, so you'd count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Sometimes they stop and there's a drum fill, and sometimes they stop and there's a guitar fill. So you can just listen to the song, or if you're playing it like just on an acoustic or something and singing it with your friends, which I always used to do as a teenager, then you just keep playing it. That's always what I used to do. Sometimes we'd stop and then do fake drum fills, so you can do that as well. That's the lick that I love there. I'll give you that one as a freebie. What I'm doing is I'm holding the D and the G strings there on the 5th fret. Okay, then I'm hammering on that D string to 7 on the D, but I'm letting the G string ring out. Classic. If you see my video on Live Forever, he does that loads. Then I'm going to hit 5 on the G, and I'm going to put a bit of vibrato on that. Then I'm going to do a full tone bend on the 7th fret on the G string. So I'm going to take it from this D note up to this E note. There's the E note. That's my target. Not particularly fast bend actually. Then I'm going to hit the 5th fret on the B string, which some of you will know is an E note. So we bend that note to that note. Classic blues lick. Then we end by playing 7 on the G. We'll pull off to the 5 on the G and then hammer back onto 7 on the G. First one's slightly faster, but it's not a particularly fast lick, so you'd end up with. So if I try and do that whole bit, it's going to be. Etc, etc. Here you go. So that is the 2 bits of the strumming pattern for Don't Look Back in Anger. Probably, to be honest, my favourite Oasis song ever. And what I'm going to do next video will be me doing the main solo, and just put in the comments and let me know if you want me to do some more of those licks that he plays over the C chord in this, because I think I've got most of them tabbed out, to be honest, already, because I love this song so much. So just put in the comments if you want me to do a video on that, but next video will definitely be me doing the solo to this song. Please, as usual, please like the video, comment on it as well, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps, and hopefully you guys will continue to listen to my videos. Anyway, I'm trailing off. I'm going to go get a cup of tea, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.